If you own a family business, let me ask you a question. What are you really hoping to leave behind? Most founders answer, the business, of course. But after spending my career helping entrepreneurs build, grow, and transition companies, I've come to believe that's actually the wrong answer. The greatest legacy isn't the business, it's the family. Just last week, I was meeting with two brothers who wanted me to draft an operating agreement. Before we talked about ownership percentages, before we talked about voting rights, before we talked about buy-sell provisions, I told them one thing. My singular goal in this process is to protect Thanksgiving dinner. They laughed, but I wasn't joking, because after years of working with family businesses, I've learned something that breaks my heart. Businesses rarely destroy families overnight. More often, it's years of unspoken expectations, undefined roles, and conversations that everyone knows they need to have, but no one wants to start. Families spend years planning for succession, but almost no time planning how they'll make decisions together while everyone is still alive. That's governance. And it's one of the greatest gifts you can give the next generation. So let me share with you the 4 mistakes I see over and over again. The 4th mistake is assuming today's harmony will last forever. Right now, mom and dad are still leading. Everyone gets along, and if there's a disagreement, the founder settles it. But one day, the founder won't be sitting at the head of the table. And if no one has talked about how decisions will be made after that day, uncertainty quickly replaces harmony. The 3rd mistake is avoiding difficult conversations because you don't want to hurt anyone. Who should lead? Should everyone own the same amount? What if one child works in the business and another doesn't? What happens if someone wants out? Those conversations are uncomfortable, but avoiding them doesn't prevent conflict. It simply delays it until emotions are higher and the stakes are much greater. And the 2nd mistake is confusing equal with fair. Every parent loves their children equally, and that doesn't necessarily mean every child should own the business equally. Some children devote their careers to building the company. Some pursue entirely different paths. Some become great owners. Some don't want the responsibility at all. Those are different roles. Treating different roles exactly the same creates resentment for everyone involved. And the biggest mistake I see, founders often know exactly what they hope will happen. They should know who will lead. They know what they believe is fair. They know how they hope the family will work together, and they just never say it out loud. And because those expectations are never shared, they're never documented. The operating agreement isn't there to decide your family's values. It's there to preserve them. Here's what I believe. The best operating agreements I've ever helped families create weren't written because people expected conflict. They were written because people loved each other enough to protect the relationships before conflict ever arrived. Good governance doesn't replace trust. It protects trust when life gets complicated. And because the business is important, but it's never more important than the family. If your family owns a business and you've never had these conversations, today's a much better day than waiting until someone has no choice. If this topic resonates with you, download our deal readiness checklist using the link in my bio. Many of the same structural principles that protect enterprise value also protect family relationships. And if you found this helpful, follow along. I share this kind of thing regularly.